we're going to switch everything. That's why we were subbing offense for defense the last 3 possessions. I thought Shane did a really good job when he got called for the foul. We were trying to switch all screens the last 3 possessions. I thought we did the best job, obviously, the last possession for him not to get a shot off. I thought Seth and Zach played it perfectly.
What was behind the starting lineup tonight? The small guard and Zach foul?
Yeah, both. I mean, I think Zach played 34 minutes, and he played just as many minutes at the 5 as he did the 4, which is unheard of, which is the same thing that we did at Syracuse. For whatever reason, I think our team is comfortable playing small. But the other thing is, the last 2 games specifically, when Jalen and Zach Jalen got 2 fouls at Syracuse in a minute and a half. He got 2 fouls the previous game in the first 3.5 minutes. Now we have no options. And I don't think that we're good enough to have guys that are frozen out on the bench because of foul trouble. And I thought if we could just buy some minutes to start the game, that maybe that would allow us the versatility that we need, and it worked out that way.
What was the key to stopping Jerome Watson in this game? He had only 8 points.
We've spent an incredible amount of time since Wednesday trying to figure out how to guard him. I think that I told Brad this before the game. He's the most underrated coach in the country in a BCS league. That's not because I like him. That's because I study their team. I study how they play on both ends of the floor. I have the utmost respect for him. They put 5 in multiple positions on the floor. They play him in a variety of ways for him to get touches, to score, to take advantage of your ball screen coverage, 1, and who's guarding him, 2. And all the analytics that I studied and all the synergy that I watched, in addition to the tape, I thought our best chance was to put a guard on him. And our toughest player is Devin Wilson. I thought Devin did a great job. He is a first-team all-conference player.
You were disappointed when you guys lost the opener because you got a great crowd out. You felt like you kind of let
Yeah.
it down. Tonight you sold out. February game was pretty rare around here, and obviously able to win. What do you think about the way sort of your program is being built away from it?
Very appreciative would be the first thing that I would say. Desiree, the associate AD, has been great on trying to figure out ways, as has the marketing staff. I'm not a very good marketer, particularly this time of the season, but I think that it's an important brick, just like all of these other things that we're trying to accomplish. All of those people, students, alumni, season ticket holders, they have a role in what we're trying to do. And as we try to grow the roster, or as we try to grow the teams, we have to continue to grow the consistent support that you need, so that as all of it is growing, that's included. And I understand so much of this is it the chicken or the egg? Which one comes first? Well, if you win, we'll show up. I understand. But the last 3 home games, how things have blossomed is what we need, because it's turning into a really hard place to play. And I don't know that that's been the case in a long time. And old people, young people in school, never went to school, we need to get them here. And if we need to pass out donuts or whatever gimmick is needed, but then we need to be able to get off the gimmicks, because it's a hard ticket to get. And the only way you can get to that point is the product that you put on the floor. And I think there's probably more basketball knowledgeable people here than you think. And I think they know that we're trying to do right. And I think they know our kids are trying to do right and playing hard. So we just need some consistency, and if we can get to that, then I think we're taking the next step.
Baskets, baskets are hard for you to come by in the first half. What adjustments should you make?
They just crawl up in you, and so it's hard to get the ball reversed, and it's hard to run offense against them. Their ball screen coverage is as good as anybody in the league. So when you run somebody up there to set a ball screen, sometimes that's not the smartest thing to do. Spacing is a premium in how they play defensively because they really load to the ball. They play it exactly the way you would teach it if you were at a coaching clinic. And they do it per possession. I think that's why their record is what their record is. I think that's why they're an NCAA tournament team. I think we probably didn't make any adjustments, Berman, in the second half. I think because they want to do right. And I think shots that we typically make, we didn't. But I think in the second half, we probably narrowed our playbook some, just so that we could play in space better.
Perfectionism does Zach have in that skill trade game, and what is his devotion to that craft? Does that rub off on other players that see him in practice working as hard as he does on that? It's something that I think is an afterthought for some people.
Yeah, good. That's a well thought out question. Zach has some emotional issues. They're the same emotional issues that I struggle with, and so we get along real well. I don't know if perfectionism is the right word, but I do think that he has an insatiable desire to be the best that he can be, and he is of the belief, he's raised by a single parent mom that raised 3 boys, that's had one job the last 34 years. He believes that there are things that he can control, and one of those things is his work ethic. He was not recruited at a really high level as a high school player, and you know his numbers upon arrival here. I don't even think Berman wrote about it in the paper because everybody thought he wasn't very good. And so I think there's an edge coupled with his work ethic, and the combination of that is really strong. And that's why sometimes you'll see his emotions will get the best of him, and it's not because he's not a good kid. The kid texts me about this long of a message every single day. He's the most humble kid you can be around, but he wants to do right so bad that when he knows that he screwed up, he struggles with it. He's better at getting to the next play, but he's texting me yesterday evening, Coach, I'm sorry for the free throws that I missed against like 7 games ago. I don't even remember who the team was. I'm like, yeah, you should have made them. Because that's what he responds to best. Like, he doesn't want me to say it's okay. He doesn't respect people that are like that. And 6'5" and playing the 5 in the best league in the country. That tells you how tough he is. Play of the game. It's the play of the game. My immature, I'm on the floor trying to call a timeout. Zach's 10 fingers, 10 toes in the air for a loose ball, 50-50 ball, to Seth. I don't want Seth to do something dumb. I'm trying to protect him, and he makes an incredibly smart play for an uncontested layup. It was the play of the game. That the first guy to the floor was that.
How much of a mental lift does this give your players to, one, break the skid that you were on, and two, going to Charlottesville?
7 of our 11 games have been decided by 2 possessions or less. The things that I wrote on the board and that I talked to the team about before the game, what I said prior to explaining those things on the board were, I have never worked for a coach, nor do I have a relationship with a coach that I think would tell you guys this. But in my heart, I'm going to tell it to you because it's the truth. And I do want to win like every other coach, but my responsibility is to help you grow up. And so in your life, when things aren't going your way, there will be people that will pat you on the back and say, better luck next time. And those are the people you need to run away from as fast as you can. You need to find the people in your life that'll look you in the eye and tell you exactly why you're losing, tell you exactly why you're struggling. And I didn't write anything up there that you guys don't know. And I said, so we're teetering on the threshold of, you want to go this way or do you want to go this way? And this will be a character revealed game of this team. And to an extent, because it's still in the infancy of what we're doing, this will be a character revealed game of our program and our culture. And I thought that it was. It's another one possession game. It's another game that we're up, that now it becomes a tie game, and now you have to play it out.
Now, you're sitting here with 5 agency wins. It's the most in 5 years in this program. What character have you that's been revealed about this team when you're sitting here on 5 agency wins?
I would say the first characteristic would be they're good people that were raised by very strong parents. I would say the second thing is they play for one another, and you can see the relationship they have off the floor by watching them play on the floor. That's the best question you've ever asked, Berman, so I'm going to give you a good answer. The third thing that I would say is they play incredibly hard because they believe that what we're trying to do is built on the right things. And the fourth thing I would say is they're not scared.